Hello everyone, it's Lee again. I have finally had some time to rest up a little bit more. The musical that I had mentioned before is over, and I've had time to rest with the spring break. Um, and I'll soon be starting a new semester at my work and get new students and new faculty. So things are gonna start off a little bit different from the spring. And that's both bitter and sweet. But I'm happy now that I have a little bit more time to make videos. So, coming up, as I said, I would like to make more Japanese lessons. So I will continue lessons in hiragana and eventually in katakana and kanji. Um, and I'll be giving regular blogs every week in German and Japanese, and occasionally Spanish and Dutch. The Spanish and Dutch will be a little bit less common for me to post here because, as you all know, I'm not very good at those languages yet. Um, Still need to work on my conversational fluency. But with time, I think it'll be fine. And speaking of which, I will use this time as well to recommend a um, language learning software. Well, it comes in a number of forms, not just software. It comes in book form and audio form, and you can combine the two or use one at a time. Some people just use the book, but basically, what it's called Assimil, and it's from a French company. And I haven't gotten extremely far with it, but from what I can see, I really like it. Um, it plays an audio clip of maybe a conversation, or it supplies you with useful phrases that you might use for self-introduction or in real situations. And that's one perk about the software that I think is very useful, is that it teaches you real language situations, such as going to a bank or going to a restaurant or maybe making a complaint about something. Um, and as it introduces more vocabulary, it builds up from the old vocabulary to introduce new vocabulary. And in the book form, you have one side the target language and one side in English, or whatever native language you have chosen to go with it. Since it does come from a French company, if you're a native French speaker, you'll have a lot more options. English speakers, I think, have 8 to 10 options. I can't remember exactly. But I've looked into a little bit of the Spanish and Dutch forms and for English speakers, and I think so far those have turned out quite well. I listen to the audio quite often in the car, and I try at least once a day to read one passage. Um, in addition to uh, the the audio and the text will match identically with one another in the beginning of each chapter, but you're also given exercises to practice using your new vocabulary words. Uh, Most of it is fill in the blank, and there's some translation exercises. But the idea is to practice it several times. First, go over the audio, listen to it without using any language input at all, no speaking, no writing, just listen. And try to understand as much as you can. And then listen to it again and pair it with the text. And I don't know if this is exactly the instructions, but this is the way I do it. Um, and I only look at the target language. I don't look at the English translation in the book. So you have to keep that covered so you don't spoil yourself on the meaning. And I try to follow the text as closely as I can and use the words I do know to try to guess through context what the words that I am not familiar with are, what they mean. Um, and you repeat that over and over again as much as you can until you understand every word without hesitation. And it has, for each language, there's around 100 lessons. For the Spanish one, for every 7th lesson, there's a review. I haven't gotten very far into the Dutch. I've been focusing more on the Spanish, but the review sections make it very useful for you to use your vocabulary to get ready for the next section, because that same vocabulary is going to keep on appearing throughout the book. Again, the language learning software is called Assimil. It's Assimil. I'll provide a link in the description of this video. And I recommend it so far. I think, obviously, as with any language learning method, you should try a number of things. Don't stick with just one thing. There's no one language learning method that is going to bring you to fluency. I believe that the only way to come to absolute fluency is to come into contact with the people that speak that language natively. So try to go abroad, or at least have a pen pal, talk on Skype with people. With the internet, your options are almost limitless if you're trying to look for real language exposure. Of course, you can't do like daily activities that you might do to that you might use your language for, but like going to the grocery store. But that's something that if you're committed to learning that language, and if you're committed to going to that country, you'll need to study up on those things, remind yourself of it, even though it's not something that you're exposed to. Yeah, I'm rambling again. So for Assimil, you can find it in a number of places. You can go on the website itself, and I think it might be a little bit cheaper. There are some versions of it that are quite expensive. You can get it in digital form as well. I recommend a physical copy if possible, though. But the digital form is a little bit cheaper. But yeah, I think it's a language learning method that's worth investing in. And according to some people, it can bring you up to B1 or B2 fluency, which is based on the Common European Framework of languages, and B2 is upper intermediate. It'll get you through practically any situation, living situation, using that target language. Whether that's true or not, I haven't found out, and I hope to be able to find that out within a few more months after I finish the Spanish one, which I'll likely finish first. And I'll give a post review of the Assimil system once I have gone through it. So that will be all for today. Thank you all for watching, and I look forward to making many more videos from here on. Thank you all, and have a good day.